very warm welcome everyone. It's Nick here from Nick's News and Reviews, and he's about to say something.
Welcome to the Fantasy Zone.
Yes, welcome to the Fantasy Zone. This is Space Harrier on the Commodore Amiga, developed and published by Elite in 1989 and based on the Sega coin-up in 1985. It's a fantasy shoot-'em-up where you must run, fly, dodge obstacles and blast things with a really big gun. And that's basically about it. So let's try and work out how I can get this onto joystick. There's no way I'm playing it on a mouse. Also come out on the Commodore 64, the Atari ST, ZX Spectrum, Game Boy Advance, Sega Master System, NES and DOS, and probably a few others as well. Now this is a hacked version, which means I've got infinite lives, and by George I'm going to need it if I'm ever going to get to the end. I've also reviewed this on the Game Boy Advance and the Spectrum. Game Boy Advance version was absolutely excellent. Spectrum was a little bit messy, but didn't get to the end on either of them. So this Amiga version, I'm going to make it to the end, one would have thought, unless the whole system crashes. So please don't crash. Now, initial looks on this Amiga game, it's a great conversion. Although there's no chance I'll be able to progress anywhere on it without infinite lives. As you can see, I've died about 2 or 3 times already. But it's a good sense of 3D. I like the way they've done the floor there. That's well created from the arcades. 10 stages in all. There's end level bosses each time, so I'm quite eager to see what this whole game looks like, because I've never seen it before. The whole version anyway. Now what makes this game ultra difficult is your character moves a little bit slow, the things firing at you are very fast, so it makes it a little bit tricky. Not as bad as Dragon Spirit, which was, well, what was the word? It was more exacerbated there. So first end level guardian, it's a dragon. Good music, very reminiscent of the arcades. So the strategy here is when the dragon's coming towards you, avoid everything he's firing at, and then hit him on the return. Colours change really well, more than the Game Boy Advance version and the Spectrum version, so nice subtle changes. Changes 4 or 5 times each level, points going up. I like this game, although to be honest with you, it is pretty much random what I'm doing, just left, right, up and down to try and avoid everything. It's very smooth, got a good sense of speed. This was level 1 Moot, and I think we've completed level 1. So 9 levels to go. Now just try and imagine doing this without infinite lives on. It's just too tricky. Rocks hit you, everything comes at you at lightning speed. The aliens or whatever they are firing at you. It just can't be done, I don't think. Now this is the point where someone types in below, I've completed the whole thing on 1 life. I bet you haven't, you little liar. But let's just pretend that you did. Right, shooting these heads, we've got trees and waves of aliens, boom kaboom. I've got some photon weapon or something, and a jetpack. They should do a version of this where you're controlling Boba Fett from Star Wars, and everything coming at you is Star Wars related. Wouldn't that be awesome? Space Harrier Star Wars version, Boba or Jango Fett. So as you can see here, you can run along the terrain or fly. But whatever you do, you're going to bump into things a lot, because it moves at a breakneck speed. Can you see things coming? I can't. You can shoot a certain percentage of things out of the way if you get it enough times. But it's very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend doing this in real life. Yes, get ready. I'm quite excited. There's on the cover box, there's a one-eyed mammoth that I've never seen. I'm quite keen to see when that turns up. Is it an end-level boss, or is it just an intermittent baddie? Right, we're in some sort of mushroom territory, sort of like Mario Land or somewhere. But this is by Sega, the coin-op, produced in 1985, as I think I mentioned. So we've got green checks here. The green keepers are doing very good. Now this bit's impossible. Bash into a mushroom, there's 4 things shooting at you. Where is the safe area of the screen? There isn't one, is there? There's no safe area of the screen. In the arcades there was 2 versions, a stand-up cabinet and I believe a gyroscopic one, which turns you all sorts of directions, up, down, forward, as you control the yoke joystick. So you could have got very dizzy and sick quite quickly. Music is good. Very arcadey, which reproduces the arcades. Did I just say that? It's pretty obvious. Now we've got 2 dragons here. I can't wait to get to the bonus stage where you're on a big caterpillar and have to smash things smash as much as you can for bonus points. On another review, I think it was a Game Boy Advance version, I didn't understand this, and just tried to avoid everything, and then a helpful comment below said, you're supposed to bash into everything. Quite kind actually, that comment. They could have made it quite evil, but they didn't, so thank you. So if I get to this bit, I'll have to make sure I smash into as many things as I possibly can. If indeed the caterpillar is on this version, I'm sure it must be. How many times have I died so far? More than 50? Well, I'm going to die a lot more times. Stage 3 of 10. Well, it's going to be a long trip here. So there's fireballs firing at me. I don't know the name of this pink dragon. But once you get used to his movements, he's quite easy to kill. This is probably the easiest bit of the game, the end of level bosses. So you don't have to avoid any statues or anything, or any big mushrooms. Well, that's a bit of a bright red. I like that red. Come on, just die now. Not me. I mean you. You're going to erupt into a ball of flame any time now, surely. Yes. I think you get about 3 lives in this, and maybe a few limited continues, but not nearly enough to thrash it. Right, he's dead. On we go. Level 4. Sometime now. Anytime now. When you're ready. In your own time. Stage 4. Right, we're at, well, that says Seal or something. This is an alien planet. We've got all these watchtowers to avoid, if indeed that's what they are. Oops, we're hit by a, I don't know, some sort of cubey thing. Tetrahedroids, let's call them. Oof. I'm going to certainly need a few bandages after this episode. Ugh, bashed again. I'm getting gradually worse, you know. There is a sequel called Space Harrier 2. That came out on the Spectrum as well, so I'll have to review both of those, but I'd imagine that each of them are going to be quite similar to this. Can't wait to see them. There might be a Space Harrier different version to this sequel as well, but I might have imagined it. I seem to remember a Space Harrier without like a number at the end, but some catchy name. It may have been a dream. I don't know. These Sega coin-up conversions to computers are a bit hit and miss. Most of them were bloody terrible, especially if they were done by US Gold. But I did get the occasional one that was pretty good. Afterburner on the Amiga, that worked well. Afterburner 2, not quite so well. But as conversions come and go, this one is a good one. It's one of the better ones. Could have gone very wrong. Bonus stage. Right, this is when I've got to get onto that caterpillar that turns up. Unless I presume he's a caterpillar. Here he comes. Here he is. I need to get on his back now and smash as many things as I can. He looks quite cute. Right, let me on board. Right, I'm on board. Right, now smash any trees. Rampage. Right, are we smashing anything? It's a bit hard to tell. There seems to be a tree counter there. 4. Smash it. 5. Yes, we're not doing too badly here. Yes. Yes, we're destroying this forest. It's a very sparse forest, but what there is of it, we're destroying it. Yeah, I like this game. Quite polygony, isn't it? I'll tell you one conversion that wasn't very good. Power Drift. Check my review of that on the Amiga. It's disastrous. This is good. Right, so that's stage 5. So we're halfway through, I think, or more or less. Dee-dee-dee. Oh, it's a pause. It's loading something. But they've done well to get it all on one disc on the Amiga. Quite a lot of games were a 2. Oh, it's about night time-ish. I like that effect. Get ready. Where are we now? We're running into a stone. That's where we are. Yeah, now the frame rate of these aliens isn't good on this stage, it seems. Yeah, it's virtually impossible here. This is impossible. Get ready, I will do. Boom, 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 boom. Absolute classic this game as I run into a metal thing. Boom, 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 boom. They should do an anniversary version of this where, as I said, you can be Boba Fett, Jango Fett, maybe the Terminator, Terry Wogan, anyone. We get downloadable people. Buzz Lightyear, Ken Barlow, whoever you want. They should do that. Kaboom! And I'm dead again. I think I'm making an absolute dog's dinner at this stage. I think my longest life so far has lasted about 8 seconds. How long did that last? About 5 seconds. This is the fantasy zone. If I had a fantasy zone, there'd be different things to this in it. Let's hold that thought there. Shoot! What's that, a hairdryer? Cheese grater, perhaps. Oh dear. This is awful gameplay. Oh, it's all gone a bit blue. Right, end of level Guardian. I think at the end we have to destroy all the Guardians in a row. Is that the end of him? Yes, I made short work of that chap. So although the stage was awful, even by my own standards, I got rid of the last person quite well. Lucasia. Where's that? I think it might be outside Glasgow. No, it's a desert somewhere. It's a desert with odd rocks. Oh, was that the one-eyed mammoth there? It is. It's one-eyed mammoths. They're not doing much, are they? They're just in the way. So the one-eyed mammoth isn't an end-of-level Guardian. I found out after all this time. It's just a graphic put in the way. They're not even moving, are they? Those mammoths? I don't think we're going to see anymore. Well, there we go. So it was quite iconic on the box, the mammoth, and throughout all my years growing up, I thought it was a major bit of the game, but it's just something you can fly past. Ugh. Oh, and I bashed into one. They could have done a lot better with the mammoth. It's not even moving. Ooh, it's just an object. Oh, that's disappointing. Right, end of level Guardian territory here, are we? Oh, what's that? Looks like something out of, I don't know, a geometry set or something. But it's dead now, wherever it was. That was the easiest end of level boss I've ever seen. Level 8, Iowa. Or something. Where do they get these names from? Iowa. I think there's a moon of Jupiter called Io. It's a small volcanic world. They think there might be life there because of its volcanic eruptions and life and sulphur and stuff. Caused by the gravitational pull, huge pull of Jupiter. So write that down in your textbook, Spaceketeers. As I smash into a big round column. Oh, I think it was a square column pretending to be round. Get ready. I'm always ready. These heads look like those of the from Easter Island. If you don't know what that is, look up Easter Island head in your Google search. You're learning lots from this, aren't you? Not really. There. I think we've had every single colour of floor now, or ground, but it always stays to be checks. End of level Guardian, lots of heads flying around, and this giant robot thing. I don't know what the plot of this is. I may have described it in a previous Space Harrier video on another system, but I can't remember. But basically you have to shoot everything. They're probably against the Earth or something, are up to no good, or got deadly plans to put up the price of jam, and you must stop them at all costs. Get ready. I'll tell you another game that says get ready a lot. Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe on the Commodore Amiga. Check that one out. I have reviewed it. I've reviewed a lot of stuff. We're almost up to 100 reviews, I think, of individual Amiga games. And like I did on the Spectrum, when I get past 100, we'll have a look back at 50 at a time. So I think we'll do that. Yeah. A lot of work in those videos, but worth it. Well, what's this thing? It's like something I'd put in the garden. Some sort of stone head thing. I think this is the toughest thing to kill in the game. So let's kill it. I think this might be the 97th Amiga review. Obviously I don't count when I've done a review of expansion discs and stuff. Boom, boom, boom. I think Lotus 2, I think I might have done a couple of reviews on that. Test Drive 2, there's quite a few reviews on that, different car discs and scenery discs, I think. But we've completed Stage 8, Space Harrier. Going well, great arcade action. Don't know what's going on with the sky there. Light green and some darker green banding each end. The ground doesn't... Look, the ground on the left, I haven't noticed that before, doesn't go all the way across for some reason, although the sky does. We've got half an inch of nothingness. But we're getting near the end now, so Stage 9, and they're running out of different graphics, because I've seen these columns before. Oh dear. And I've seen these baddies before as well. Panic stations.
Get ready.
They can't beat Captain Invincible, and that's me. There's no way they're going to take me down.
Get ready.
So I think with a cheat mode on, it's going to take round about, I don't know, 20 odd minutes to complete this. This music is quite passive, isn't it? It doesn't seem ultimate death, you're getting near the end type crazy manic music. Come on, let's... If this needs 2-player, I think it'd be... Actually, if it had 2-player, you'd be stopping every 2 seconds because one of you would be dying. Let's scrap that, it doesn't need 2-player. What's going on? There's a lot of stuff moving about, the frame rate's suffering ever so slightly. But it's still going good. Still going good. The sky is blue. About half inch of sky or ground incomplete. This must be an end of level boss.
Get ready.
Yeah, it's 2 warrior robot spidery whatever things. Let's just go left, right, left, right. That's them taken care of. I only had to hit them once or twice, which is just as well, really, because I couldn't have gone too long. Right, stage 10, people. This is it. The last stage. And I think we have to kill all the end of level bosses we've reached so far, starting with this chap who flames us in the head. There's 2 of them. Right, so this is end of level boss 1. He's putting up a bit of a fight of it. Indeed it is a male. I can't tell, I'm not that close. So if you only had 1 life left and was doing this without the cheat mode on, your heart will be in your mouth now. You've got to this stage, you've probably done it a few times before. You've got to take down all of these people. You've learned how they fly around, that's 1 of them done. You've learned how they fly around, you've learned their vulnerabilities, now you've got to take them out. Some will be easier than others. This one's called Squilla. He's just a normal dragon. In your face, Squilla. Rather fancy music that accompanies him. Our score isn't anywhere remotely near the top score, which leads me to think I haven't done very well, considering this is the last stage. Perhaps you lose points for dying a lot. See those cliffs in the background? Or mountains? We're not getting anywhere near them, despite we're moving at about 200 miles an hour. Dragon subtly changes colour to match the ground, which is quite good. It's a chameleon dragon. But nice though he/she is, I wouldn't mind her actually blowing up, and she has done. Hooray! Hooray, you're dead. That wouldn't look very good in a greetings card. Next up, bring the next one on. Higher. Or lower. Right, and this is the Easter Island heads and this strange Egyptian looking thing. Take that, you! Oh god, he's dead, right in the nose, and he explodes. Next up, bring them on, I'm taking on everyone. Next up, who's this? Cilia, or whatever. This music subtly changed. Oops, that wasn't good. Right in the belt buckle. Oh, this is the end. He's guarded by these Easter Island heads as well. This might be the last person. I say person. This must be the last boss.
Get ready.
We could be seeing the end of the game here. I hope there's an amazing game over sequence. Considering how hard this game is, I think we deserve a fantastic game over sequence, don't we? So, something tells me that we're going to be disappointed. Slightly so. Well, let's have a look. Here we go. Prepare yourself. Oh no, we've got 1 more person to take out. This must be the last person. Oh, it's 2 of those robot things. 1 left. No, there's few left. They keep appearing. just left and right. Is that it? Is that it? That must be it. Game over, please. End of level. No, another one. Rollies. What does that have something to do with rolling cigarettes? Oops. Oh, I thought we'd done it. We've got other stuff to do. Don't like the look of these. They're firing lots of oval fire things at me. I didn't hit them, but they've disappeared. Perhaps it's just avoiding them for a certain amount of time. Tetchahula. Oh, they're going to be those grey. Oh no, not. It's those things that I said are out of geometry. Geometry sets. I don't know who I'm rescuing, but they better bloody be grateful here. My jetpack must be almost out of energy. And they're gone. End? I think it might be. No, this must be the last one. Doo-doo. Look how bright the sky is. It's like someone's put a lightsaber across the sky. Oh, it is the end. Unless that caterpillar's taken us somewhere. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. The end. Well, that was a game over sequence. I feel a bit robbed. But I hope you liked having a look at that one all the way through as we start again. That was Space Harrier on the Commodore Amiga by Elite in 1989. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.